AA. See you at church. Hi, I'm Manuel. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like it's right up there. Um, put the hand up. I do it right away because I always forget. And then later on, I'm like, and I have to go back and I got it. And I'm like, anyway. Or leave a message and write, what do you think? Okay, I watched the Jubilee. I knew you were like, oh no, Jubilee did another one. Anyway, I watched Jubilee and I actually liked the episode. The only thing I had a problem with was, and I've said it before and I shouldn't say it, but here I go again. The women in the group were so selfish. Whether they were the young or the older women. The older women wanted the women to have children. The younger women were just selfish cunts. Um, I've noticed that more and more and more as time has gone on. There was the me, and then they were saying it changed. No, it didn't change. It's just gotten worse. To be honest, I've noticed that a friend of mine, she would tell me about, all this kind of stuff, and I would listen to what she would say. And after I added it together, it was me, me. And I was thinking to myself, it should be like a cat. Like how the cats go, meow, 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 meow. Well, to me, it just went down that road because I got tired of hearing it. It's all about me, what I want, what I desire, what I need, what I don't need, what is important to me. I can't believe that my mom didn't get me this. I was like, excuse me, but, and I remember telling her, the world doesn't revolve around you. I said, if you do your work at work, you get raises. I know I won't get a raise because of a certain person, but you can get a raise. And I would point out the one person I worked with who started way, 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 way later, and she was making more than I was. And I made the point. Look, do the work. Don't get on you know who's bad list and you'll get raises. But you gotta do the work. And I know it's not popular that you have to do your own work, but the reality is the reality. I'm not going to throw stones at the reality because the point is that from what I've seen, all these women that have moved themselves up in the world have done the work themselves. And then all those other women who sideline it, they step on people left and right to get to the where they want to be. The point is that are they happy with what they got or aren't they? They're the only ones that can say. But the point is that they're still whining about it. The ones that aren't whining are the ones that did it the right way. The ones that are whining about it are the ones that didn't. I never heard my friend who was making more than me ever say we should get more pay. I think I should get bigger pay. I think, no. Why? Because she worked hard and they let her raise go up because of her abilities and what she did. Now, my friends that weren't making the money, I understood why they weren't. Why? Because I was doing 100% my work. I was doing 1/3, if not half, of their work. And then I was doing someone else's, and then someone else's. And one day my friend goes and she goes, I got a raise, Manuel. Did you? I said, oh no, I'm not going to get a raise. She goes, why? And I said, and she goes, oh, I forget. And I said, I know. But the reality is, I could have complained. I could have gotten probably the person fired. But did I want to go down that road? No. I could have just gone and got another job and left. But the point is that my mentality is that I'm going to make her pay for it by not letting her chase me away. I wasn't going to make her life miserable. She was doing that herself. I wasn't even going to think of it twice. All I was going to do was enjoy my friends I worked with, enjoy my work, and do my best. The problem is not only was she a pain in the ass, what was going on is that they were giving us people that had these useless degrees. They could have come from Yale, Stanford, anywhere, which I have trained those people, and they're useless. They got this paperwork that says degree from so and so, and it's an English degree. What can you do with that? Work in a library? Well, you don't need to spend that kind of money to work in a library. I mean, that's my point. Here they get these useless paper, and then they come in with no abilities of any kind, and now I'm forced to train them. It's ridiculous. But that's the reality. And that's the way it is out there. You go, you get a job, you do a good job, and your reward is a kick in the butt. Why? Because they're hiring all these people that can't do the job and expect you, who's doing your job and beyond, to train them to be your boss, who sometimes are old enough to be your grandson, old enough to be your child. It's just ridiculous, but that's the way it is. And a lot of people are getting tired of it. And then the people are not even motivated to do their jobs. People are not going to stores anymore because no motivation to go to those stores. Why? Because the people in there are more interested, like we were talking about, in themselves. You don't give good customer service. The service is horrendous. People don't return to those places. I surely don't. You think, oh, you're only losing one salesperson, customer. No, you're not. I won't recommend you. People will ask me, have you been to this store? And I go, oh yeah, the customer service is horrible. Their products might be okay, but oh, I don't want people to approach me or anything. You're not going to get that I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about when you get to the register, you stand and stand and stand, and you look around trying to find somebody to ring you up. They're over there talking. And the problem is their manager's talking with them. And they see you standing there, and you're like, oh. I stopped going to J.C. Penney's because of that. That was years ago when customer service was part of the curriculum of working in a place. I've gone back twice, and I didn't buy anything, but my friends did. And I looked with them. I looked around, and I didn't see anything that attracted me at all. But the reality is, we still didn't get the greatest customer service when we were in there. I knew when I worked at Dillard's, we got great customer service where I worked. I had people coming in from other, areas to purchase from me. But that's the way it is when you get good customer service, because you're not doing me, 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 me. And it's just the way it is. We are back, for some reason we never left the me, 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 me. And in customer service, about 75% of the service people are women. And 25% are men. And you don't find any better sales assistants from the men either. I've gone to the men department. They had a woman and a man, and they stood over there and no help. I waved to a person I saw putting products up, and I said, "Do you work in here?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Do you sell, though? Can you ring me up if I find something?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah." So I needed more Calvin Klein underwear. And I told him, "Well, hey, I need this." And I told him the size. And right away he goes, "Oh." And he pulled out two of them. I bought them both from him. I went down to men's fragrances, didn't get recognized, didn't get noticed, and I probably would have bought something if I would have gotten some assistance. So I went over to a fragrance store to see what they had, and I got assisted right away. And I'm not paying $100 for something I used to pay $25. Yes, it's a rare scent. Love, 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 love it. It's light and lemony. It's called Armani, the original Armani scent. And it had its, I loved it. The deodorant was awesome. But I'm not going to pay for this $100 for a bottle that is not a gigantic bottle. It was the size what I used to pay. I used to always buy that size, and I did not pay $100 for it. So then I asked for another product that I used to wear. Another $100. Because they're not being carried anymore. And this store deals in rare products, colognes and whatever. That's my point. But they gave me good customer service, even though they had other customers. He knew his product. All I had to do was tell him what products I was looking for, and he could tell me the price. He could tell me if he had the product. He could do everything and help somebody also at the same time. What does that tell you? Rare. And that's the reality. Even going to the Apple store, you don't get that kind of customer service. There's people there, and sometimes they choose to give rare customer service there, but more 100% they don't. And that's the thing. That's why I don't like to purchase that way. I've even ordered through the mailing system, the app from the Apple store, and just had it sent to me, and opened the little box. It was all exciting. It's like Christmas, and there it is, what I wanted. And I was happy. And I think that's how I did my last phone. I may have been. But the reality is that, do you do mail or do you go in? I'd rather go in and try my clothes, but the service is so horrendous. I've ordered a lot through the computer. So they're the ones that are sending us to the computer. Because they're doing the me, 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 me. I only care about myself. Am I going to do my job? No. But am I going to whine about it? Yes. So, what do you think? Do you find it that way? I do. I find it everywhere. But we'll see. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Push the little button and say hi. Or leave a message. Tell me something you'd like to talk about. I saw that episode and I was like, the one lady, oh, I'm going to go tie my tubes. And I was like, no, that's just crazy. You don't want to have a problem. And the reason she wanted to do that was though that she didn't have to worry about taking pills and everything. And I guess she just wanted to have sex. And I said, well, in my head, I said, just give him a handful of condoms if you don't want children. But putting knots in your body, I don't know. Cutting off sections of your body, I don't know. What do you think? I've always been afraid of that because even though you're not using it, it still helps your system run properly. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I'm wrong about tying your tubes and all that kind of stuff? Is that better than an abortion? I don't know. You might choose not to have an abortion. You might choose to have the child and raise them. That's something you gotta think for yourself. For me, I'm not gonna go and clip down there just because I don't want kids. Anyway, AA, see you in church.